I can't hear you, sorry.
If you were Prime Minister, how do you help us feel safe when we're playing on the streets?
I think the main thing that I think we need to do is to have more police officers on your streets. You know, at the moment, the government wants to spend lots and lots of money on something called an ID card. Have you heard about ID cards? Yeah, okay. So, and I think that's just a silly idea. It doesn't make you any safer. It'll cost a lot of money. You'll have to pay for it. So you'll have to pay for the privilege of having a plastic card with lots and lots of details about you on it. And I think for that money, for almost exactly the same amount of money, you could put 3,000 more police officers on the streets. Because, you know, crime, there's crime, which is terrible, but there's also the fear of crime, which is also terrible. When people feel frightened, even if they haven't been victims of crime, it has a terrible effect on their lives, doesn't it? It means you don't go out and play as much as you like. It means your mums and dads worry about constantly where you are. It means particularly elderly people worry about going out after dark. And I just think having more police officers on the streets, it won't stop all crime, but it'll at least help people feel that more criminals will be caught and deterred and that you will feel safer. Yeah.
What topic were you interested in at school?
What topics? I was pretty rubbish at maths. I liked languages. I liked history. I've always liked reading books. I still always constantly read a book. So I was not too bad at physics. Not great at chemistry. What do you like? Maths. Really? Oh, well, then you're very clever. I don't know. I was never that great. I scraped through, but I wasn't great at maths. Yep.
Do you have a strong enough argument to win the election?
Yeah, I think so. Of course I do. I mean, I think, you know, have you done sort of the history of British governments over the last few years? I mean, in your history classes? Well, if you have or you haven't, you'll notice that our government has been basically run by two old parties constantly, who just keep taking it in turns. So you have Conservative and then Labour, and you have Labour and Conservative, Conservative, Labour. They've been playing sort of pass the parcel with the government of this country for 65 years now. And I think they keep saying the same thing, and then they keep breaking the same promises, and they keep making the same mistakes. And I think if we want to do some of the things that we've already talked about today, you know, make you feel safer in your home, deal with antisocial behaviour, make sure that all children have a good start in life, you know, make sure that we look after the environment. I just think we need to do something different. I really do. I just think we keep doing the same old thing, we'll keep making the same old mistakes. So there's lots and lots of details in all of this, but basically what I'm saying is, look, we you know, let's do something different for once. Does that make sense? Yeah.
What did you study at Cambridge University?
I studied social anthropology. Yeah, I know. Thought you might. Yeah, social. So not a household name for a study. Social anthropology is when you study what it's like, what life is like in societies and communities which. You know, which don't have all the things that we got, which don't have sort of cars and running water and iPod players and all the rest of it, but you know, societies that like tribes who might live in the jungle or out in the desert, or so it's a sort of, it's looking at societies which are very, very different to ours, and you learn amazing things. You learn, of course, how very different we all are, but also there are lots and lots of things which are very, very similar, because, you know, wherever you live and wherever you're born, you know, you need to make sure that people are safe and that children are properly protected and properly, you know, brought up. And so I enjoyed it a lot, but it's a slightly obscure study. I enjoyed it. Right. Yep.
Have you ever met the Queen before?
Have I met the Queen? I have, yes. I have a few times. And she's a very, very, very nice and dignified lady. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I sit and have long chats with her. I don't think that's not the way it works. But no, I've sort of said hello and been presented to her, if you like. I think she's amazing. I think she's amazing what she does. I mean, she does all these things. You know, opening schools, talking to people, greeting, you know, important people who come and visit Britain, and I think she always does it with so much sort of kind of good humour and dignity. I think we're very lucky to have a Queen the Queen that we do.
Nick, I think we've probably got time for one more. And then I think there's someone who wants to ask a very specific question.
Who?
Down here, I think.
¿Te gusta el fútbol?
Do you all do it in Spanish then, are you? Yeah. No, me gusta mucho el fútbol, pero no el juego entre Manchester United y Barcelona. No me gusta Messi. Do you understand that? The guy who won all the goals, yeah. Oh. Are you a Man U fan? Or?
Yeah.
Are you? Did you watch the game against Barcelona?
Nah.
You didn't. So you're going to watch the leaders' debate, but you didn't watch the game between Man U and Barcelona? Wow, that's a different set of priorities than I expected. So do you enjoy Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah? Brilliant. Well, keep it up. Languages are great, I think. They're really great.
I think we've got to call it a day there. Can I say a big, big thank you to Nick for coming, and a big, big thank you to all those questions that you've asked, and for asking some really tough questions and giving him a real good grilling before tonight's debate.
I feel really ready now, actually, much more ready than I did before. And now that I know you're going to be watching, I'm even more nervous. But thank you very much for letting me come. Thank you very much. It was great. Keep up the Spanish. See you then. Bye-bye.